Right. So there are three phases of audit. Okay. When you start the audit, so what you need? First thing, what will you need to conduct an audit on ISO? First thing, you need to ensure the policy is drafted. Okay. If there is no policy, how will you give the findings that the company is not compliant? So everything, when it is needed, what you need, all you need is the policy to review that says the company is compliant again, or the company is actually having the policies on the basis of which you are going to exercise the audit. The audit is activity. So what is that? This is known as stage 1 audit. Okay. In this phase, you check all the required policies and SOPs are documented. Okay. But during this process of that, we'll see that there is a word called documented that is appearing every time, because it is a need of the audit process that what is documented, we will audit that part. Okay. So in the stage 1 audit, what you do, you check that this audit, the organization has documented all the policy. If it is not documented, okay, what can be the case? If the organization not have documented policies, what will happen? The organization needs to hire a person who is certified as an ISO 9001 lead implementer, not lead auditor, the training that we implementer. In the lead implementer part, people knows how to write the policies, how to implement those written policies, and then they give a sign off. The organization is compliant from the policies perspective, and then you can call the auditor to audit. In the stage 1 audit, we check all the policies documents are available. If there is no, if the policies are not available, we need to suggest the organization that policies need to be written and implemented before the auditor comes in. Okay. Now, once the auditor confirms that, okay, yeah, the policy is done. Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay, the policies are written, it is documented, it is available, and people are trained, and it is implemented also. Then it comes to stage 2 audit. Okay. In the audit domain, we call them stage 2, fairly known as certificate. Fairly known as certification audit. Let's write this way. Stage, this process, this phase is also known as certification audit. Okay. In this audit, what happens where we see is whatever is written in the policy, we need to go department to department wise to figure out that organization has actually implemented. If say the organization's training policy says that all the employee, the new hired people need to go to the quality policy training from the date of joining, within 15 days from the date of joining. So we will audit that part. How we will audit, we will check that. Okay, I will let you know how to do that. Once everything is compliant, an audit report is generated. that is submitted to IAF or IAS, whatsoever the accreditation body your organization has chosen. And then they will issue a certificate that I shown you. You was shown that certificate. I shown you that certificate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Additionally, the certificate is valid for 3 years. Okay. Now, during this 3 years, what happens? Okay. Application is body is doing what was suggested in the certificate. It says certificate issue date is 25th October 24 and DDMMY format. Okay, 25th October 24. Then it says surveillance audit is due on 25th September 25. Okay, that is 1 month prior. Okay, 1 month prior completion of the year. So normally it should have been 25th October 2025, but they always keep 1 month before because the surveillance audit takes time. Okay. Now, once the surveillance audit is done on the after 1 year, the very next year in 2026, there will be second surveillance audit, and then it says date of expiry. Does it get calculated? Okay, in your audit mechanism. Okay, here let's say I accreditation body is like ICB. Okay, your company's name. I'm sorry if I'm typing incorrect name. Certification issue dates, let's say yesterday on 3rd of July, April, 6th of April, in fact. So April 6th, that was yesterday, 2025, you issued a certificate. Okay, that is certificate issue date. Now, this certificate comes with the validity of 3 years. Okay, so here that is the certificate issue date. Now, what will happen? Here, there are 2 dates, okay, that will come here. Certificate date. Now, it goes to surveillance, okay, the expiration date, let's say for 6th April 5 issue date. Then what happens? It has the expiration date, okay, 6th April, 3 years, 25, 26, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 25 to 26. So the expiration date is 26, 27, 28. So 6th April 2008. Okay, so it's a 3 years certificate expiration date. But does it mean when we issue a certificate on this date, the company is remain compliant? They remain compliant, but the order right and the responsibility to ask the organization to allow the auditor to, okay. In the surveillance audit, what we do, we check all the department, okay. Of course, there is a billing that you will do. Michelle has to pay to the auditor, okay. So every year, the surveillance audit will take place. It is years. Okay. What will happen in 2026 and 20? Okay. Is it saying that if the organization has got the certificate, they can keep doing the business, stating that they are compliant? No. The times check. That is the surveillance audit checks. Okay. Surveillance audit. First surveillance audit. Okay. There are two surveillance audit that takes place. And then there is a surveillance audit that takes place second. Okay. Second audit. So what happens? The auditor will come. Okay. The certificate issue audit takes place in, like, the audit keeps going on for a month. Okay. But the surveillance happen for all the evidences. Okay. It will be a periodic audit for 1 or 2 days. The auditor will come. Okay. I'll say, okay, just show me last month how many people joined. Okay, sir, these 5 people. Show me their completion audit training, training log. Okay, done. So everything they will do. Okay, in stage 1. Okay, they will submit auditing form, that is IAF. Okay, then this is compliant. Next year, again, the auditor will come. Again, Michelle will pay to the auditor. Okay, again, they will check for 2027. But if the auditor sees that what we audited, that was compliant, people were doing training, people were going for the quality monitoring, people were sharing the quality report, people were following the policies in 25 and 26. But if in 2027 you found the practice is not present, what will happen? The surveillance auditor will send an email with the certificate number to IAF that we have given 1 month time to the company to remain to make it compliant. All those people who have not done the training, they need to complete the training within 10 days and submit the report to the auditor. If they don't do it, auditor has the right to write into IAF an IAF verificate. Once you will go to the IAF website, you will select Michelle's company's name. You will find that there is no certificate. It has been cancelled out. So it takes place in every 1 year in the ISO audit only, not in the SOC audit or other audit. Okay. Once this process is done, what will happen? Okay, in that 2028, 2 months before, okay, since the audit took place for 2 months, right? So in the initial part, 2 months before April, which is 6th of February 2028, Michelle's and company will I need my company to be audited once again to get a new the certificate is getting expired. We charged Michelle's company for the certificate was $7,000. In the surveillance audit, we just charge $1,000. In the surveillance 2 also $1,000. During the recertification audit, means the company is going for the new certificate. Since the certificate has expired, again needs to be paid to Michelle's, to be paid to me by Michelle's company. Is that understood, this process, team? Any question, Michelle? Anything that you have not understand?
No. Go ahead, Matt.
No,
Okay. Let me
I'm good.
save this. I will part also. Okay. Okay, that is how practically it takes place in the real world. Okay. Now, it is a history of the ISO. No need to read the ISO version 2000 was a combination of 9001, 9002, and 9003. The new version introduced the concept of process management, focusing on monitoring and optimizing all activities of all organizations rather than only inspecting the final product. Okay. In order for the quality objective ISO 9001-2000 required involvement of the top management. Earlier, the top management was not getting involved. Okay, they found that there's a problem. Top managements are not reviewing the audit report. They are not releasing the point to the control. And finally, it is getting into the regulatory and the legal complications. So what happened? Standardized standard itself has mentioned that the top management needs to be involved. And once we will go through this this standard, we'll figure out most of the time it is top management who needs to ensure the things are available. For this section. Okay, now the standard starts. Okay, ISO 9001 describes the foundational concept and the principles of quick QMS. It is used to clarify the concept and terminology used by ISO 9000 family of standard. Organization cannot obtain certificate against this standard. Which standard? 9000. Okay, 9000 is like the concept. The certificate to the company or the person will be issued on the basis of ISO 9001. All right, the international standard describes the fundamental concepts and principles of quality management, which are universally applicable, which are universally applicable to the following: organizations seeking through implementation of QMS, customers seeking confidence in an organization's ability to provide product and services conforming to their requirement. Organizations seek confidence in the supply chain that the service requirement will be met. Organizations are interested in seeking to improve communication through a common standard, common understanding vocabulary used in the QMS. Organization performing conformity assessment against 2001. Providers of training, advice, and quality management development. So it is applicable to those people. Now the standard starts from here. It specifies the requirements for a QMS. It is applicable to any organizations, regardless of, okay, this is a examination question team, okay. So they ask in the examination, okay, that is ISO 9001 applicable if the organization size is just of 5 people? Yes. If the organization, yes. Can the organization obtain the certificate against ISO 9000 only? No. They can get the certificate against 9001. Okay. Because 9001 is the standard. A person gets the certificate against standard, not the requirement that we